Hey guys, Glendrose here. It's been a while. Just overall life stuff, really getting in the way of, any free time that I had. So it's particularly around the holidays, it was difficult, but it's been quite a while. Um, but I felt that this was a good opportunity because um, there is a album that dropped today from a pretty awesome melodic death metal band that I haven't done yet on this channel. A band that's really kind of like right up my alley because they're very technical and they're just awesome. So I wanted to kind of do a first reaction. Haven't heard anything from the new album. I think maybe I heard the single off of this album. But it's a band I'm sure if you guys are fans of melodic death metal that you probably heard of. The band is Sylosis. So I'm going to do the title track from the new album. Actually, it's not the title track, I don't think. Let me see. No, the I don't think they have a song. Oops. I don't think they have a song with the same name as the album. Okay. But anyways, this song is called Apex of Disdain. So this is a somewhat rare thing for the channel. For one thing, I'm actually doing a video, which in and of itself is rare. But I don't do many reactions. Typically with the channel, I do a lot of breakdowns because I like to get into the specifics of the music and stuff like that. So as a consequence, this is probably going to be a shorter video than what I usually put out, which some of you might be happy about because some of my videos tend to be pretty long. I'll try and make some notes about this as the song goes through, but most likely I probably I don't know how much notes I'm going to get off of this, to be honest with you, because knowing these guys, I'm probably going to be, too busy, getting into the music, and will probably forget to write anything down. So I'll try and just sort of keep some points in my head about different parts in the song, and maybe what I will do is we'll go back, if I can remember, the timestamps, and maybe go back and revisit those in a little more detail. So, but we'll see how it goes. So, without further ado, this is Sylosis-Apex of Disdain.
Kira is into problem solving.
All right. So interesting. It's funny. This song in particular is a fair bit less technical than I was expecting because a lot of times Silos' stuff is very technical. I don't know. It seemed to me like it was much more like, I don't know. It was more along the lines of what I would kind of expect from your standard melodic death metal band. Not to say that it was by any means bad or even really disappointing, but there weren't really any crazy things, with the exception of one cool thing in the middle that I'll point out to. I have a couple notes that I made. The first one was at about the 50-second mark. There was a breakdown that was weird because the breakdown is all throughout the song because it's part of the bridge into the chorus. But the first time they did it, they had this extended silence, which threw me. I don't know if you watched, you'll probably notice me like getting like kind of stuck in like a mid headbang because there was this long pause and I wasn't really expecting it. And I don't know, for me, I like when stuff like that happens because I like stuff that is not what I would expect it to be. Especially in a song like this where the structure is fairly standard. So there was a really cool, and so that was, I'll show you the part that I'm talking about.
Zach is into exploring.
God damn it, freaking ads. Okay, so it was right about here. Yeah, so listen. So that long pause doesn't show up at the other parts of the other points in the song where that breakdown transition occurs. So I thought that was worth noting because it was it's an isolated thing that they obviously did for effect leading into the first bridge / chorus for the song. So that was pretty cool and different because you don't get you don't usually get those sort of breakdowns in melodic death metal as much. That's usually something you see in like deathcore. And so it was interesting to hear that sort of a very abrupt breakdown. You do see it in some of the more techie melodic death metal bands sometimes. And Sylosis is right on the edge of that because they can it's not so much in this song, but they can get really, really technical in some of their songs. So I'm going to get into actually some of a couple little technical things that I did pick up in this song. The next thing, which was really cool, was at like about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It's coming up. Okay, there's a really cool Slayer-esque kind of picking pattern going on underneath the background. And it leads into what I'm pretty sure is a tapping section. And what's really neat is listen to how that progresses. So right there, you can hear that same tapping pattern way, way, way down in the mix. So basically, they took that section, that tapping pattern, and then basically crammed it way down in the mix. So it's just kind of in the background. And the reason why is because there's a really interesting transition coming up right now. So you have that really cool drum section, there was some really nice double bass and a little bit of a drum fill, and then after that they brought that same tapping pattern back up to the top of the mix and doubled it. And I'm still getting over bronchitis. The main part of that tapping pattern is layered on top, and then on the bottom you have, I'm not sure if it's a guitar double or if it's a keyboard double. It could be keyboards, because particularly bands like Symphony X, sometimes it's very difficult to tell what's keyboards and what's guitar, especially when it comes to two-handed tapping. So I thought that section was really cool. I like that a lot. Let's go finish this out. So then we go back into the normal song. The next section, the next cool part is at 3:30. There's a really cool high distorted scream. Small thing, I really like it because a lot of times melodic death metal tends to be lower, and I'm being a fan of black metal vocals that are in sort of the mid-high range. I like it when they go a little bit out of the death metal and closer more towards like a black metal scream, but maybe not necessarily quite as high. So that I thought was really cool, just a little thing. And then the last thing is there's a really cool deconstruction of the main riff that starts at right about the 4-minute mark, leading all the way out to the song, and it's a little bit of a it's the main riff, but it's I don't know, it's different. It's a little bit of a breakdown of it. It's similar to what Unleash the Archers did in Awakening. At the very end of the song, there's a breakdown of the main riff where they slow it down a couple of beats, and it gives it a little bit more emphasis. So let's go to that. So it gives it a little bit more drive leading out to the end of the song. He even does the same thing that Brittany does in the Unleash the Archer song, does that ooh, which kind of, it's just a little emphasis thing, but it kind of takes you out to the end of the song. So don't have any lyrics for this. I mean, the song just came out, so there's not going to be a lyrical breakdown on this one. Just kind of wanted to listen to the song. That's my first reaction of it. I really like this song. I mean, it's not my favorite from them, but I would definitely give it a solid 9 out of 10. And if you like melodic death metal, I mean, chances are you're gonna love this album because these guys are always solid and always put out quality stuff, and this song was no different. I'd be interested to hear if there's any more songs in this album that are more technical than, say, this one is. This was a little shorter than some of the other Sylosis songs. So, and I've noticed a lot of the songs in this album are shorter. So I wondered if maybe they went with a little bit less technicality on this album to make it a little more accessible. That's not necessarily something I agree with, but it's an approach. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I can't guarantee that I'll be getting out more reactions in the near future. You know, it just depends on my schedule, but I would like to try and get back to doing some occasionally, especially if new stuff comes out or if there's a song I really want to do. So, yeah, if there's any requests that you guys have, you know, put them in the comments and maybe I'll get to them. So, all right, take it easy, guys. Calendra's out.